Stephanie, aka Miss Classy with the Local Town Podcast. I am here in beautiful Portland, Oregon with Mr. Mike Bennett. Mike, how are you today?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having us here today. So, Mike, what is your talent? I've been seeing it all over Portland. What's going on?
So currently, I would say I'm all over the place, talent-wise, which sounded braggy. I'm not. Lately, it's been recycling wood into things that make people smile.
Clearly, you're an artist. Did this start your love for art? Was it something that you grew up with? Is it something that just started?
I used to make comics all the time as a kid.
Nice.
You know, like, I couldn't watch something and not be inspired by it, which is
So,
great.
comics, do you still read them? Are you still about them?
Yeah, I've never been like a Marvel or DC kid.
Okay.
I was like a Calvin and Hobbes, Foxtrot, Get Fuzzy kid.
Nice.
I loved those. Pretty much like the Sunday comics. I would have books of, and I'd get yelled at for reading them too late in bed.
Yes, I do remember the newspaper. Well, I'm from Orange County, and we have the OC Register, and you have the adult comics, and then you have I think it was called like highlighters, and it's comics for children.
Oh, okay.
That was always in the Sunday paper, but that's awesome.
Wow.
So you have here. So tell me about your three right here.
The first one I made kind of in this series is the Bold and Brash Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants. And I thought he would make like a really cool flamingo type lawn ornament. And he's kind of warping from the Portland weather, but someone else. But people seem to really love this one. I think Futurama is something that people either grew up with or weren't allowed to watch and snuck like away from their parents. And it just... but Patrick is I know you guys said you found this on TikTok.
Yes.
TikTok.
The creation TikTok of this is still my most liked video on there. I don't know why. SpongeBob never dies, right? Like it's just like this thing that's been around for...
They're just so happy. I mean, they get themselves into like the most awkward situations, and they have a way to laugh about it later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of like, as adults, like, sometimes we get in those situations where like, oh, we don't want to be in it, but then we're able to just overcome it. So what got you into, I know you said you wanted to make art that made people happy, but what was it that like, you're like, well, I'm going to cut them out and do it? Like,
so there was a snowstorm, an impending snowstorm. Turned out it never came. Anyway, I loved Calvin and Hobbes, like I mentioned, and Calvin's famous for making these really ridiculous snowmen that his parents can't stand. So I was like, how do I make a snowman that doesn't melt? So I cut one out, and I shoved it in the yard, and the neighborhood reacted really well. The internet reacted really well, which is inspiring, of course.
yeah.
This one has to have gotten a lot of attention too.
It has, yeah. Rick and Morty is an interesting one for me. I love the show. I really love the show. The fan base can be a little scary to mess with because they're really intense. But I really wanted to make this.
So we talk about, you know, people viewing this in the number games, and, you know, with TikTok, you see a lot of recreations of things that have already happened. So what would your advice be to someone who wants to do something like this for their city? So you're doing it for basically for Portland. What would you give a person trying to do this for another city?
But I would say just be you, and just do you, and if people like it, they like it. And if they don't, just keep being yourself, because that's the most important person, right?
That's actually very good advice, because you think about when you have so many people view your work or whatever you post, you're going to get half the people that like it, half the people that don't.
Yeah.
But whether they like it or not, they're still viewing. You're still getting that engagement, which is amazing.
Totally.
That
And you
is
know,
awesome.
the final product is great, but I also wouldn't trade anything for the time I get to spend. I listen to podcasts, I listen to music. You know, my girlfriend hangs out down here with me. We talk while we do it. It's just do it. Do something you really enjoy, even if it's knitting or coding or anything. Like, don't hesitate.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, coming from, you know, Southern California, where everything is such quick pace, you know, to come to Portland just in general, it's very refreshing. You see all this green, which we don't have green, and you can breathe the trees and all of the nature, and it's beautiful, and it just makes you remember, like, at the end of the day, you have to be happy. You have to do what you love to do, and if what you love to do makes other people happy, why not?
Totally.
And there's a lot of things that we talk about that people don't like to talk about, which brings us to our next thing. So, coffee, alcohol, cannabis. What is your order?
Cool. So let's go down the list. Coffee, alcohol. That was the order, right?
Yes.
Coffee I struggle with. I love caffeine. I think it's great. I will drink a cup of coffee if I need it. I don't always like the way it makes me feel. I'll
Like
feel,
all
myself,
that
I'll feel myself in
adrenaline.
bed and I'm like, is that my heart?
Yeah.
Like what is going? Did I drink this at way too late? I don't know. So in a pinch, totally coffee. Alcohol's fun. Be safe.
Yes, definitely.
But I really do enjoy going out with friends and just like having like half a beer too much and just having those weird conversations that come out of it and then walking home and just
Oh, yeah, because you live like right
I live
here.
so close, so it's
That's
really fun.
awesome.
I like the walk home with friends
Yes.
and family. It's a good time. And I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm like a little scared of things that are even legal here.
Yeah.
I respect it. I think it's wonderful. I know family members who use it for health reasons. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I need to dive in quite yet.
Whoa,
There's one
tell him,
video
tell him.
game
Oh no, let's talk about it.
that I'm like, oh, I cannot stop. Red Dead Redemption.
2 or what?
But I started with the first one
Great.
when it had it was a PS2, and then
PS3,
three, and then they kind of stopped. So then when the 4 came out, I was like, okay. He played all his NBA,
Right.
and then we started seeing like, oh, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back, and we're like, okay, we're waiting. Then it's like it gets pushed back, and then gets pushed back.
Right.
And then for my birthday last year, he got me like the pre-order box package, everything.
Oh, sweet. That's
Unlimited,
great.
yeah.
Good gift.
It was the best gift ever. And then
Yeah.
when it came out, I probably like 12 hours.
That game is
It's
work of art.
addicting. It's amazing. I love it. And then like I'd be home and I'd be like, hey, call me when you're on your way home so I can cook dinner.
I need to like wrap this up.
Yeah,
Yes.
Some
she
motivation.
wants to know how much time I have left to beat the mission.
Totally.
And then there'd be times where he would forget, and I'm like, okay, I got time. And then he would come home, I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't even defrosted. Like, there's nothing even done. I'm like, you're going to have to go get us some food because I am in the middle of a mission that I am not going to give up right now. Like,
What about
it took
you?
me forever.
Well, that game is a special one because, the first one I absolutely adore. Top
Yes.
10 easy.
Hey guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, I have Mr. Mike Bennett here. Mike, please let us know, what are your social media handles?
Let's see. I think Instagram's probably the best one, at Mike Bennett Art. Same thing on Twitter, at Mike Bennett Art. Same thing on TikTok, at Mike Bennett Art. And Reddit is Lemmy_Koopa. I mixed it up.
Yeah.
Nice, I love it. Well, thank you again. We can't wait to see where this goes. And you guys, as always, what's next? We'll see you next time. Thank you.